Talk shoes. Recorded live.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Travis and Vic's Drunken Horror Adventures, the best podcast on earth, or the worst. I'm not really sure which. And it's Saw-tober. So that means that the Saw Marathon, or Saw Retrospective, starts now. I'm Travis. I'm drunk. And joining me is Vic, and he's, I think, working on it.
What's up? I am drinking myself, and let's get this going, man. It's time to talk about the king of the torture porn.
Yes. I mean, there may be some other things that you could trace it back to, because I feel like Hellraiser really started it all. But, I mean, in some ways, even Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But this is the one that kind of gets the credit. Kind of like when people say that Peeping Tom is the first slasher, but in reality, it's probably Psycho or Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got it, man. You got it.
You got to go with popular opinion on this one. And, you know, we're talking about Saw from 2004. It's hard to believe that this movie came out almost 13 years ago this month. How crazy is that, Vic? 13 years since Saw came out. It feels like it wasn't that long ago, you know?
Yes, that's pretty wild, man. I remember seeing it in the theater, and, like, it's just crazy to me. I was a mere 24 years old, man.
As Mariah would say, I caught it on bootleg. So, and I had nothing to do with it. My ex-wife at the time, scumbag that she is, she got a copy of it, and I guess it wasn't out on DVD, but I don't know what the hell happened. But anyway, we ended up watching it. It was really, like, shitty quality, kind of like whenever I saw Jason X, like, whenever it took forever to come out. And then I realized Jason X was just shitty quality altogether. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in a way, Saw's kind of that way, too. I don't mean quality of movie. We'll get into that in just a minute. But in terms of just the way it's shot, I mean, this movie had a $1.2 million budget. That is absolutely insane that this movie came out with a $1.2 million budget, especially with Carrie Elwes and Danny Glover in it. Blake, we went ahead and started. What's up, Blake?
Hey, how you gentlemen doing?
Our Nightmare on Elm Street correspondent, Blake, is on the line. Everything going well down there in bumfuck Nashville?
It's bumfuck Portland, and everything's doing just fine.
Hey, we got a Portland here, too.
Oh, do you?
We do. You don't want to be there, though. Trust me.
I don't know. It's Lexington was okay.
Yeah, Lexington's not so bad, but Portland and Louisville, Kentucky, not so great. So what I was saying was this movie had a $1.2 million budget, and it grossed $56 million, $56,369 US dollars. Pretty damn impressive for a movie with a $1.2 million budget. Think about that. That's only
the first one, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, the last figure I saw total adjusted for inflation was $103 million.
I think this is the prior to adjusted for inflation.
Okay. Because that notwithstanding, it was the biggest horror opening since Scream in 1996. So it was quite impressive.
Oh yeah. This kind of revitalized horror in a different way. Scream did it in one way, and then that went on for a while, and then a bunch of shitty copycats kind of fucked up the craze. And then this one started a new craze, and as Vic said, it was the torture porn craze. And, you know, a lot of people get annoyed by that term, but I like it. I think it's a great term for these movies. You know, what's wrong with torture and porn? Not a damn thing, if you ask me.
Nothing is wrong. I mean, I guess nothing. I mean, if you like both, you like both. I guess because it's been so long since I've seen the first one, I don't remember a pornography part of it. I remember the torture part of it for sure. But
there's definitely not any porn to the first one. Maybe as it goes along, there's some moments there, but I mean, it's just. I think the idea is that it's for people who get off on torture, and you know, I think Hostel is more of that.
Basically, without the sex, a snuff film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, I think Hostel is more of a torture porn than this movie is. This movie has its moments.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. As we go along this series, they will ramp it up a bit. But in the first one, not so much. It's not as big of a deal. So, fellas, Vic, I'm going to ask you. Blake may have already looked at the page, but I'll ask him beforehand. What do you think Saul gets on IMDb, Vic? And disclose if you've actually looked already.
I haven't, and I'm going to say 7.5.
Okay, Blake, what about you?
I haven't looked, but based on the box office and the reception of the film, I'm going to guess it's at least a 6. Like that. Somewhere around a 6, maybe a 7.
All right, 7.7. And I think that's actually surprisingly high. I have no problem with it being a 7.7. I'm just surprised by Saul gets a lot of backlash, but to be honest with you, most people who give it backlash is as the series goes along, not so much the first one. So I think 7.7 is surprisingly high, but we'll get into whether it's worth the 7.7 or not. This movie actually came out in the U.S. October 29th, 2004, and like I was talking to Vic about, it's been almost 13 years, and they had a little tradition in the Saw franchise, at least for the 7 movies that came out. It would always come out at the end of October, and then it would come out on DVD in February, right around Valentine's Day. So it would come out around Halloween, and then the DVD would pop out, or the Blu-ray, later on, would come out right around Valentine's Day. So nice little tradition with Saw, and I can tell you, other than this one, all the other ones, I saw it at the theater, and then I'd get the DVD for my birthday every single year. So Saw, what a tradition.
Well, that's romantic, come out around just before Halloween, and then nothing as just as romantic. That is such a romantic notion. Just sit on the couch with your chick or your dude or whoever, and watch people get fucking massacred. Yeah, that's how to spend Valentine's Day right there.
That's what I think, anyway. Anybody who doesn't want to do that just needs to get the fuck out.
Yes.
I would have liked to have seen My Bloody Valentine on Valentine's Day. Vic, did you do that? I could have sworn you did.
I saw it, man. I saw it. Did it come out on Valentine's Day? If so, then yeah, because I saw it opening night.
I would assume around that time. I also saw Friday the 13th, the remake, the last one that's come out in 2009, 1 day before Valentine's Day. So, you got some good horror movies around Valentine's Day one way or another, and then, of course, this one's a Halloween tradition. It's kind of funny, though, because whenever this movie came out, they kind of labeled it as a thriller. And when I listened to the commentary by James Wan and Lee Wannell, both of them were like, yeah, they're kind of labeling this as a horror movie, but we don't really see it so much as a horror movie. Well, so much for that, 7 films in and another 8th coming out this year. And, yeah, it's pretty much horror. There's no argument anymore.
Yeah, the first one maybe, if it was a standalone thing, could be considered a thriller, sort of like how, David Fincher in 7?
Uh-huh.
7 was considered a thriller, but I kind of see it, even though it's the only one, I kind of see it as a little bit of a horror film. Same could be said for Saw, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I see both of them as horror. I think horror is one of those things that's all about atmosphere, and a movie that has atmosphere, Saw has atmosphere. What that atmosphere is something different, but it definitely has a lot of tension to it. And we'll get into that shortly. In fact, this movie fucking just starts out with tension. I mean, the movie, it doesn't waste any time. It doesn't bullshit around. We don't need to establish characters, play around, meet people. No. The movie opens up. You've got this guy, Adam Faulkner, who's played by Lee Wannell, who also worked on, the movie as far as writing it and having some role in other aspects of the film. He wakes up. He's in a bathtub filled with water, and it's really an interesting opening, the way they shoot it. And it looks like something falls down the drain when he wakes up. We'll find out later what that is. And, when he's instinctively flailing, because, what do you do when you wake up in a fucking tub of water? Vic, you ever woke up in a tub of water? I've been thrown in one after I threw up all over myself one night. New Year's 2000, Troy threw me in a tub, and, I fell asleep in the shower. I didn't give a fuck.
Well, I've heard about that. But, I've woke up in a lot of strange places with a lot of strange people doing a lot of strange things. But I don't think I've woke up in a tub of water.
No. And this is, we'll get into what Adam thinks has happened to him here in a minute. But, I kind of agree with him because this is what I'd be thinking right off the bat. So, anyway, Adam's flailing around. His foot catches something. He removes the plug from the tub because it's one of those old school, little chain and the plug thing. 'Cause it's not one of the ones where you flip the lever, which I can't tell you the last time I saw one of these chain tubs. You know what I'm talking about, where you pull the thing out? Maybe at a hotel or some like bed and breakfast or something.
Yeah, and it's grimy. That's something else about this movie. This whole fucking opening scene, this room is fucking filthy.
Yes. And they, like, fucking piled on the filth, too. They were all about the filth in this movie. I think you want to feel dirty when you watch this movie and feel for the characters. Yeah. And in its way, they do. Well, you know, as the water drains, you get this glowing blue object that you kind of see briefly get washed away with it. So you're like, what the fuck was that? You don't even know what's going on when you first see this movie. You just know shit's hitting the fan right off the bat. Crazy shit going down. It's not your usual opening. And, you know, he starts crying for help, and, you know, you realize he's not alone because you hear somebody on the other side of the room who's talking to him, and he's kind of the calm presence here at this point in the movie. And this guy Adam's freaking the fuck out. Of course, I would be too. I'm not gonna fault the dude, because if I woke up in a bathtub in the dark, not knowing where the fuck I am, I would be freaked out too. I'd be like, what kind of drug did I do, or what kind of drug did I get? So. Yeah, he's pretty freaked out. But well, on the other side of the room, we've got Surgeon, Dr. Lawrence Gordon, played by Cary Elwes. You might know him from Princess Bride, Robin Hood, Men in Tights. Anything else that I should? He also played Bundy. He also played Bundy.
Yeah, he played Bundy. He was also in the X-Files the last 2 seasons. He was the assistant director of Brad Fuller.
No shit, I didn't know that. See, I didn't watch the last 2 seasons of X-Files. They got too fucking weird for me.
Well,
like weird.
You gotta watch that finale, man. That finale is the shit.
Okay, I will. See, what happened was they changed the characters too many times on me. I got sick of it.
Oh, you're not a Doggett fan, are you?
I don't even know who that is.
Robert Patrick's character.
Oh, okay, I know who that is, but like they changed out the. I don't know. I don't like when I'm an old man, Blake. I don't like when things change. It upsets me.
Not that much older than me. I saw you in person dragging them kids around like fucking Hercules. You're not an old man.
Ask Vic. Tell me, Vic, am I an old grumpy man?
Yes, he is old and grumpy.
Oh, speaking, I've got a message for Vic from my wife. She said next time that she sees Travis, you're more than welcome to open your mouth and speak to her because you didn't speak to her.
I did. I did. I talked to her.
Whoa.
She was enamored with my girls at the time, though.
She's talking to me, too. I was chilling.
Yeah, Vic was chilling. I think he was scared of everybody. He was in Lexington.
She saw him because she spoke to Corey, and she spoke to Travis. And she
spoke to Corey?
Yeah, she spoke to Corey.
Did she know who he was?
I told her he was y'all's token black guy. Was that wrong?
The fact that you called him our black guy is amazing.
Well, that's what he calls himself. I mean, it's self-deprecation at its best, man. You know, I mean, it's. Was I wrong?
Well, he keeps us from getting protested on this show by the NAAPC because they get upset about our
who the hell
NAACP. NAACP. I've been drinking. Y'all got to like lay off on me. I don't need this.
Holy shit.
I don't get paid enough to put up with this kind of nonsense.
By the way, it was very nice to meet you two in person. So what'd you think? A 6'4" guy with a nose ring. Yeah.
It was funny because your wife was like, you should be able to find him. He's tall. I'm like, I know. He's somewhere around here. I thought you were going to cup check Corey in the bathroom because I thought you were maybe in the bathroom and Corey had went in there. I'm like, Corey's about to get raped in the bathroom. This isn't going to be good.
That's fucked up, even for you.
All right, so anyway.
Dr.
Lawrence Gordon, Cary Elwes, he's on the other side of the room. And like I said, he's the calming presence here. And they finally find the light switch, and they turn on the lights. And it's kind of like, as a viewer, when you watch this movie, like you're in the dark, and then it flips on. And this isn't one of those scenes, Vic, where you're in the dark, and they're trying to create atmosphere. It's more for an effect of you actually being in the dark. You know what I'm saying, Vic? It's not like fucking every one of these modern horror movies where they stick you in the dark and think it's going to be scary, and then I just want to fight the person who made it.
Yeah.
Nothing irritates me more. It makes me mad as hell. So as Blake said, both of these dudes, they wake up inside a grimy, dilapidated.